Hey guys, I've had some time this morning, which is when I have time. It's just think, 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 think. Right. So I've been writing. Um, got a couple more chapters and stuff like that. But I started thinking about how important and powerful it is to speak, and you can actually speak life. You can speak death. Then I started thinking about how we are always, as Black folks, Black and Browns, are always talking about how privileged white folk are. And that story has been told, and we bought into it, and we actually say it. And I don't like it because I tend to think that I'm very privileged, but that story isn't being told. So I wrote this, right? I just literally finished writing it. And so I'm going to read it to you, okay? Um, It's not even proofread, but just go with it, okay? So they tell me that only white folks are privileged. That narrative has been told for a long time, so that it stretches far past my ancestors' first breath. Privilege. So why was it so important to tell the story that white people are privileged and we are not? When you tell a story, it creates a fact. And if the story is told long enough, then people begin to believe it. And for the people that is told about, they begin to see it and they begin to be it. So now I stand here wanting to tell a story that my people will begin to believe, and my people will begin to see, and my people will begin to be a story so strong that it will make my ancestors stand up and start singing a song that says, Black folk, don't you ever forget that we are privileged. When you think about what privilege is in a social setting, it's sort of a special advantage or an entitlement. Guess what, Black folk? In a social setting, we are privileged. There is no one on the face of this earth that can walk around freely with hair that tells a story and hold on to an attitude tighter than a white woman clutching a purse. Hair that is so defiant that it has the audacity to grow standing straight up. I mean, it erects itself when others are born laying down. Yeah, we are privileged. Who else do you know hair resembles a tree in all its beauty? A tree that had the existence of being here before you, me, or even she. A tree that is designed to grow from the root to the air, and just like me. Girl, sister girl, Black and brown girl, your hair ascends to heaven, girl. It takes a flat iron and some mean chemicals just to hold it down. And even with all that, a touch, I mean a small touch of water, brings it back. Now, who do you know has such privilege? I mean, why do you think they tried and continue to try so hard to cloud our vision of what beauty was and still is? They use so much energy to create an enemy that looked like me, create a sigh of it's something that's special and has an advantage. Create a sigh of disgust when we see our sister rocking her defiant privileged hair. Because when you think of privilege, it's something that's special and has an advantage. Well, it's not just our hair. We are also privileged in the way we move, Black folk. We can move to a sound of a beat without knowing which corner it would turn. Hell, even our little ones, before they can stand on their feet, they're able to catch a beat. Think about it. Everyone else has to practice so hard just to be privileged to be born with a birthmark. known as rhythm and a beat. We're not just privileged in our hair socially. We're not just privileged in the way that we move. We are privileged in the way that we speak. How many folk you know can say a whole sentence in front of people who speak the same language and nobody understands us? Like, you finna go to the store? Something as simple as that had to be studied in order to know what we were saying. Heck, all we said was, are you getting ready to go to the store? Listen, Black folk, I say we debunk it and debunk it right now. The fact that we don't have privilege. Because we do. We have privilege. Black privilege. Black strong privilege. Privilege so strong that they work hours on end just to make us believe that privilege didn't exist for us. That privilege was a white thing, when in fact it scared them into a frantic place of redundance, of spreading the lie that Black folk, you are so unfortunate and yet fortunate to be standing in our company, white folk, and our privilege. Well, I stand to tell a new story covered in truth that Black folk, you are so privileged. So walk with your head held high with your privileged self. That's all, and that is all.